new film, Kinda Pregnant, is centred around a woman played by Amy Schumer who pretends to be pregnant to fit in with her friends. Well, 20% of pregnant women say that they've experienced significant strain or loss of friendships during pregnancy. So, did your friends, or maybe did you, become a bit of a bore after having a baby? I'm really nervous about who to speak to first.
Go Frankie, she's very young.
Yeah, let's go for Frankie. Because you had kids so young, all your friends would have been out doing young people things.
Yeah, you know what? It was weird. I think because I was so busy working, I think it was slightly different for me because I was already not able to do all the things they were doing.
Right.
So I didn't massively feel left out in that way. But I do remember having a conversation. All of my friends went to a festival. And I remember just saying to them, like, I know that I'm not going to be able to come, but can you please just involve me in the conversation just so that I can say, no, I can't come. I was just like, so that I know that I've been invited and that I'm still involved. But I didn't lose any friends then, but I haven't lost any now. But I actually find it harder now because my friends are just having their kids now.
Right, okay.
And mine are at 11 and 9. And I feel like we're at completely different stages in our lives. Like, I went to a 2-year-old's party for one of my friends and I went without my kids because they'd be bored, senseless. And I thought, oh, I'll get to catch up with the girls. And I was standing on my own most of the time because one of them was on the bouncy castle, one of them was trying to stop one of them from eating off the floor, you know, all of this.
Yeah.
And I thought, suddenly felt really sad and felt like I was at a really different stage of my life to my closest friends. And I kind of went home, had a little cry and said to one of my friends how I felt. And she went, oh, how weird, because I looked at you and said to my husband, oh, I'm really envious of Frankie because she could actually stand and have a conversation with her friends, whereas I couldn't because I was chasing the kid around. So...
But it's a shame, isn't it, that sense of separation has... Does that have to happen like that?
No.
I don't think it has. I've seen both sides of the story in regards to one of my friends had children quite young, and I remember one time phoning and I was going on and on about this date and oh my God, and you know, all of the relationship stuff and going on and on for like 45 minutes. Can you believe it? And in the end, she was just like, Jude, I've got to go and feed the baby. And there was a moment of like, oh my gosh, but my story's important, and I had to really... you know, you check yourself and be like, actually, no, my friend's life has changed, and as her friend, what can I do instead of thinking about me? So I kind of said, honey, like, what's the best time to call you? And she was like, you know, 8:30. Instead of assuming that she doesn't want to have the chat, she wants to have the chat.
Yeah.
But let's just
She doesn't want to go and change her nappy and she wants to listen to the gossip.
Exactly. But then I found that the group of friends that I have, we had such a tight-knit community, it never stopped me from doing anything. If I wanted to party, we brought the baby. Do you understand what I mean? Like, we all... If we couldn't go out because, you know, money, whatever, we'd go to one of our houses and bring all the children. They'd be in the bedroom, we'd be raving and dancing inside the front room. And that's how the women that I was brought up by. When my mum was over here and she was alive, she had her sister, and they'd tag team. One would do the night shift, then they would pass the children through each other. One would do the school run, and then the other would go home and sleep. And they'd do that again.
I'm such a believer in that. That's how my family were. Because I think this idea of this strict routine...
Yeah, which is very popular nowadays, isn't it?
Right, and apparently, talking to some of the younger girls here, it's like such a big thing.
Really?
But actually, too tight a routine, how happy are you as a parent? How good is your relationship? Because, you know, we know some people, they go to bed, going on holiday and go to the hotel room at, like, 6:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the baby must go to sleep at this time. But my family were very like you. My family lived next door. I'd pass the baby to my mum.
Things are cultural.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And, like, with people breastfeed each other's babies. And also, you know...
Sorry, stop. Stop.
I would definitely let Nadia breastfeed my baby.
Thank you, Judy. I see that as a compliment.
Yes, I think you'd be great milk.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not that good with milk, but I know what you mean, and thank you.
Me and Kay are like, we're good.
They used to do that. They
will survive
They used to do
without
that.
a strict routine that's stopping you having any
Do you
fun.
think that's because, like, I mean, do you think younger parents feel judged now? There's so many ways
100%.
to be judged by, whether it's by an app or a book or, you know...
There's so much information out there, and any appointment I go to, it's like, what's their routine, even at their age now?
Who asks you that?
And I honestly, doctors, everyone.
Really?
And I always think, because my life isn't routine-led, and the boys' lives aren't, and then I think, oh, my God, I'm an awful parent, they're going to grow up, and they're going to be I don't know what the routine...
Let me allay your fears. My
Yeah.
kids had no routine ever, and they're the most organised, responsible people.
Listen,
honestly.
we have got to go. Nadia will be
Got
outside the
routine.
studio offering to breastfeed babies for the next hour. I hope they're not hungry.